Welcome to episode 41 of 100 Days of Data. I'm Jonas, an AI professor, here to explore the foundations of data in AI with you.
And I, Amy, an AI consultant, excited to bring these concepts to life with stories and practical insights. Glad you're joining us.
Just because we can doesn't mean we should.
That's a powerful line to kick off with, Jonas. Ethics in AI is exactly about that. Just because today's technology allows us to do something, it doesn't automatically mean it's the right choice.
Right, Amy. When we talk about the ethics of AI, we're really diving into the principles that should guide how AI is designed, deployed, and used. This isn't just a philosophical question. It has very real implications for fairness, accountability, and transparency.
Absolutely. And businesses see this every day. Imagine a bank using AI to approve loans. If the system isn't designed with fairness in mind, it might inadvertently reject qualified applicants just because of hidden biases in the data.
That's a great example. Let's start with fairness. In AI, fairness means that the system treats people and groups justly without discrimination. But defining fair can be surprisingly tricky. It's not a one-size-fits-all idea.
Exactly. In practice, fairness can mean different things for different contexts. For instance, in healthcare, you might want your AI to provide equally accurate diagnosis for all ethnic groups. In hiring, you'd want to avoid bias against gender or age. But sometimes trying to balance these can be complicated.
This leads us to the idea of bias, which is often the root of unfair outcomes. Bias can come from the data itself. Historical data may reflect old prejudices, or from the design of the algorithms. The challenge is detecting and mitigating these biases without oversimplifying the problem.
In the field, we often face that challenge head-on. One automotive company I worked with deployed an AI to prioritize safety recalls. At first glance, the AI seems perfect, but it actually focused more on issues reported by louder, more affluent regions, ignoring quieter but equally important reports from other areas. That's an example of data bias leading to unfair decisions.
That's a great example. It shows why transparency is our next key pillar. Transparency means being open about how AI systems make decisions, the data sources, the algorithms, and their limits.
And in business, transparency builds trust. When companies are clear about how AI is used, like explaining to customers why their loan was declined, it reduces frustration and avoids suspicion of black box decisions.
On the theoretical side, transparency connects to explainability in AI. It's the idea that AI models should provide understandable reasons for their outcomes. This is easier with simpler models, but challenging with complex neural networks.
And that challenge often plays out in finance and healthcare, where decisions can directly affect lives. I remember a hospital system using AI for patient triage. They had to ensure doctors could see why the AI recommended certain treatments before trusting it fully.
That naturally leads us to accountability, the responsibility for AI's actions and consequences. If an AI causes harm or makes a wrong decision, who is held accountable? The developers, the companies deploying it, or maybe regulators?
Accountability is huge in real life. For example, in autonomous vehicles, when a crash happens, there's a debate about whether the manufacturer, the software provider, or even the human passenger is liable. These questions are still evolving, but they show how ethics and law intersect.
Indeed. To tackle these challenges, many organizations and governments are developing AI ethics frameworks, structured guidelines that help teams design responsible AI.
I've helped companies integrate these frameworks into their AI projects. One retail chain used an ethics checklist before launching a customer recommendation engine. They examined fairness. Did the model discriminate against certain customer groups? They also looked at privacy and transparency, making sure customers knew their data was in use.
That approach highlights the importance of embedding ethics from the start, not as an afterthought. Ethical AI requires foresight, multidisciplinary teams, and ongoing monitoring.
And it's not just big companies. Even startups need to think about ethics. There was a fintech startup that created an AI-powered credit scoring model, but they didn't initially consider fairness. Once they realized it was disadvantaging certain neighborhoods, they had to pause and rework their data and algorithms. It cost time and money, but saved reputations.
This example reminds me that ethics in AI isn't just a moral choice, it's also good business. Ignoring it can lead to legal issues, loss of trust, and financial damage.
Totally. And beyond risk mitigation, ethical AI can be a competitive advantage. Customers increasingly favor companies transparent about their AI use and committed to fairness.
Let's also mention that ethics evolve alongside technology. Concepts like fairness and privacy mean different things today than they did 15 years ago. Future AI applications will raise new questions we haven't even imagined.
Absolutely. For instance, with new generative AI tools creating content or deepfakes, ethical issues around misinformation, consent, and intellectual property are front and center. Companies entering these spaces need to stay vigilant and adaptable.
So, Amy, what would you say is the key takeaway for our listeners today?
I'd say ethics in AI isn't optional, it's foundational. If you're involved in AI projects, make fairness, accountability, and transparency part of your DNA from day one.
Well put. And my takeaway would be ethical AI is a journey, not a checkbox. It requires continuous attention, thoughtful frameworks, and collaboration between technical experts and business leaders.
Looking ahead, we're going to dive into privacy and data protection in our next episode. It's a natural continuation because protecting people's privacy is one of the most critical ethical challenges with AI today.
If you're enjoying this, please like or rate us 5 stars in your podcast app. We'd also love to hear your thoughts or questions about AI ethics. Send them our way and you might hear them on a future episode.
Thanks for joining us.
Until tomorrow, stay curious, stay data-driven.